Welcome back to another episode of Under the Arts podcast. We got the boys today. We got Clive behind the camera.
Yep.
We've got young Mal to my right.
Big up.
We got your boy Shades.
Yep.
And we've got Jas to my left who'll be leading this discussion.
Mile High. Let's get into the conversation, boys. All right, we are calling this, and this may be a continued thing, just whenever we want to comment on the culture and that. It's called Rappers Gone Wild.
Hey!
And boy, have they gone wild in 2020.
Hey!
Very wild.
So, what do we want to start with?
Give us let's go in reverse.
Yeah.
Go in reverse, because my thing is we can touch on the Tory thing, or we can touch on a certain
UK rapper.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not rappers, so we should be safe, right?
No. As simple as that. Ask Chucky if he felt safe after the Kings thing. No, we're not safe. We're not safe, no. So which one do you guys want to start with first?
Tory, brothers.
Alright, so Tory Lanez. And what we are titling this one is Daystar, the greatest lie ever told. Because my days. So for those uninformed on the situation, Tory Lanez had a situation with Megan Thee Stallion over the summer.
Man shot Achilles, fam.
And basically how this ended was with Tory allegedly...
Or someone shot in the Achilles.
Okay, yeah. How this ended was with Megan Thee Stallion being shot.
In the Achilles.
Apparently being shot in the leg. Yeah, apparently.
Apparently being shot in the foot or the Achilles or whatever.
Well, she got shot.
It couldn't be in the Achilles because she moving way too athletic for that one, bro, still. She doing combine moves in her dance step, bro. No. She did not get shot in the Achilles, bro. She busted moves.
She got shot in the back of the foot. Bro.
Yeah.
Or maybe the bullet grazed the foot or something.
Well,
apparently what someone saying they shot the ground and the shrapnel hit her.
Yeah, the shrapnel hit her and punctured her skin.
Which is believable based on her foot.
Okay.
Yes.
But it doesn't make sense based on the angle and how close the shot was. But yeah.
Yeah, but I don't believe that she was shot because of the damage a bullet causes compared to shrapnel. Yeah. But regardless of that, she ended up being hit, she ended up being cut, she ended up going to the hospital, stitches, the nines. After this happened, Tory Lanez proceeded to get cancelled, whatever that means.
Well, he went very verbal on the situation. His publicist went very verbal.
He went silent. His publicist went verbal, and that didn't necessarily work out. No, because it just involved them saying a whole lot of nothing.
And then Megan had to do a live where she basically just said Tory shot me.
Yeah, and then what happened? Then Daystar came out.
Yeah.
Daystar. How many tracks were on Daystar? It was a long
20 something.
Yeah.
It must have been like 20 plus tracks. And I'm not gonna lie to you.
Album bangs, yo.
When I first heard about this,
no cap.
Not gonna lie, I didn't give it the time of day because I was like, from my perspective anyway, when he didn't outright deny it at the time, I was like, okay, so. For me, I don't know what it is, but I'm not going to support anything until I understand. And then from what I believe the timeline of events were, you listened to it first.
Yeah, I banged on Daystar.
And then you called me and said, listen to it. And I said, why should I listen to that? And you said, well, he addresses it on that.
Yeah.
And then, I'm not going to lie, piqued my interest and I checked it out. Bro, I'm not even a Tory Lanez fan like that.
Neither am I. I'm not going to...
17 tracks.
17 tracks.
Yeah, it feels like 30. Well, yeah, man, it definitely is a banging album.
Yeah.
I can't cap. I don't want to back it, but it just bangs.
Some things are just you can't deny quality. The person in question can be a tapped individual, but you can never deny quality.
Especially if at the time they were addressing a situation that should have been addressed a while ago.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Like there's several this happens a lot with artists in general. They produce at such a high quality that sometimes it's like, okay, I acknowledge your talent while also acknowledging the fact that you are involved in some mess, and as a person I might not be able to support you. Point being, Daystar was a fire album. The wordplay, the bars he was firing off. He was hitting. He was hitting a lot. He was hitting so much, and this is a commentary on the culture. He was hitting so much that he convinced people that he genuinely didn't do it.
Yeah.
Yep. And this is where people in our culture, for whatever reason, put quality over facts.
Yeah.
Put quality over truth. put quality over morals.
Well, there was also enough ambiguity because there was questions about whether it was Megan who got the information. Turned out Megan was quite drunk that night.
Yeah.
Or, so we start to there was starting to be questions going into her version of events. Let alone, then you got Tory's album, which is a very good distraction.
Yep.
Which then makes you believe, maybe a guy who's got enough of a headspace to create this can't be that guilty.
Yeah, I think for me it was the boldness in what he said.
Yeah.
He flat out said, "I didn't shoot you. You were drunk. You weren't facing like my direction when the shot got let off." He said everything to put doubt in people's minds that he actually did it.
He created plausible deniability.
Yeah, calm. So he put enough plausible deniability out there for people to be like, okay, you know what? I don't believe he did it. People went the other, like, people do what they do. Certain people went from saying cancel Tory to Megan, cancel Megan now because she's lying on black men. And that was a bit mad.
Yeah.
Now there's a whole nother element to this involving the label, which I do want to get into, but we fast forward to all the success that's happening with Megan and everything. Then Tory tries to sort of make a resurgence. So he tries to. So for those unaware of this part, Tory sort of blew up this year during the pandemic, mainly off of his quarantine radio.
Yeah. Quarantine.
Oh, milk, you know the vibes. Yeah, he blew up off of that, and so he tried to make a comeback one. And I don't know how long it went on for, but all I remember was I didn't actually watch the actual thing, but I know people recorded and posted on YouTube. Because I even missed it. I didn't get notification or nothing. So all I saw was the video, and maybe a couple minutes in, like one of the first guys on, you just hear a British voice. "Why did you shoot Megan?" And it was like,
I saw the video.
And the thing about it was the contrast in what we usually expected from quarantine radio and what happened on this one was so bad. Like in the original quarantine radio, he'd be like, "Okay, now we're doing our thing. Hey, look, this guy pulled up into quarantine radio. Come on, get lit with me. This, that, and the third." The minute Drake hopped on for this latest one, he's like, "Drake's here." Drake left. Drake was in and out like Sonic the Hedgehog, bro. My guy was like, "I came, I saw, I bounced, I'm good." Yo, like he was in and out so fast, and my thing was, it's just for me that was sort of a commentary on how the industry works, especially in Tory's situation where he's an independent artist, no label supporting him or anything. Which
wasn't he signed before? No,
he was signed, but he became independent. I want to say last year.
Yeah,
or early this year, something like that. Maybe early this year.
What was the claim? He got his masters back.
Yes, which is another thing where I'm like, what is actually true here? Because Tory decided to go on a live instead of doing quarantine radio and actually talk about things. And one of the things he mentioned about the timeline of what happened was when he got home, he got called up by Rock Nation, and they said, "Don't say anything. It's in your best interest to not say anything."
Wow.
Before they released an entire press release about what happened, painting him as the bad guy. And this is where the power of Rock Nation is very
evident
and problematic to me, because the power of Rock Nation and how they've sort of shown their hand around Megan's career, because this goes as far back as to when Megan was signed to her friends, whatever their names were, and the way the label toxically moved around to get her out of that deal and condemned them and sort of, in a sense, have them blacklisted. I look at Rock Nation as people who have so much power, they can manipulate anything. That's why, if there's any reason why I believe Tory, it's because of the label element. If nothing else, I know that they have a shady history of doing shady things. Side note, whether or not that has anything to do with Megan's 5 Grammy nominations, I won't talk about that, but...
It has something to do with Cardi's nomination for this year, though.
Ooh.
But that just comes down to label power, because she's signed to Atlantic, isn't she?
Don't matter, they're both powerhouses right now, fam.
Yep.
And we'll discuss that after the Grammys.
Yeah.
Believe me.
But
we've got a lot to talk about that.
So my thing with that one, obviously Megan wasn't speaking much on it herself. A lot of the stuff was being handled backstage by.
Nah, I mean Megan had the initial live and didn't say much afterwards.
Yeah, but then she released a track, didn't she? Recently,
She released a few tracks.
like a straight up diss track, basically.
Yeah,
The first track on the
on our album,
on the new album is it's an old
It
school
samples
Biggie
Who
beat.
Shot You.
Who Shot You? Sample the Biggie beat.
She sampled "Who Shot You."
She sampled Who Shot You to
Biggie
address
shot
the
Biggie to it.
Ah, duh.
And that's the track that addresses the whole thing.
yeah.
Not "Who Shot You." yo.
But it wasn't like it didn't sound like the original beat. It's like it's more.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
it's a
yeah,
sample.
It's like it'd be like any sample, like
Yeah.
any different by Heady One and
She was-
stuff
she
like
was
that.
going
Yeah,
in-
like
she was going in-
when the
yeah.
game sampled "Picture Me Rolling" for his Stainless track with
Yeah,
Anderson Paak.
yeah,
Like they always repurpose beats and do that. That's wild. That's just like straight up coming with it. But
She needed to, because you know why? Like Tory was even mad, you know. Like imagine saying you're lying, but I still want to be with you.
yeah,
That's a bit tapped.
Tory
still.
was even very, very tapped.
It's toxic.
but see the reason why we're calling this thing "Rappers Gone Wild" is because I'm trying, like, you know, when you just look at something and you're trying to find the logic in the situation, but all sides are messy.
Yeah.
Because no one knows about this part, but recently, the girl who was with Megan, the day she got shot, made a diss track on her. Yes.
You know what? They need. We have a
But-
similar thing in the UK with when Renee and Ivory Doe and them lot always have their little back and forth stuff.
This man shot, that man
we
shot.
need to start limiting studio access. I'm sorry, but
It's
it's
not
not
for
for
everyone,
everyone.
But you know,
I will admit, the Renee one, when she was talking about this man shot, that man shot, not gonna, I was like, okay, that's kind of,
it's a bot.
that's kind of lit,
Yeah.
but
But
it's
we
not
need to-
for everyone.
we need to limit
but
studio
you know,
time.
but you know what the issue is though.
Yeah.
You're right, but there's too much money involved. When
And on the side, yeah.
but even studio time, proper studio time, is money.
Yeah. There has to be money.
Especially
yeah.
for decent level artists, too much piece. And when it comes down to it, money talks.
Yeah.
Like as much as people are saying cancel Tory, Tory managed to get into a studio somehow,
Oh no, doesn't Tory sort of have his own operation?
wherever he does.
And he's called enough boys to where like they
Yeah.
will still back him if he pays them money.
Exactly. To get a whole album produced independently, I think we're number one.
No, as far as I'm aware, Daystar, like, sales wise was pretty bad.
Was it bad sales?
It was bad. Like the
Oh yeah, because it didn't get any public thing. It was one of those like.
it didn't get the label stimulus package. That other
Oh
ones.
yeah, he
'Cause it's all him.
He made the trick of trying to remember the trick on the radio station where he said he basically lied and said that he and Megan are good so he can get his song played on the radio.
It debuted top 10 in the Billboard 200 chart
That's sick, bro.
in its first week.
As going independent, that's actually pretty impressive.
Yeah, I thought it did quite well.
And the thing is, all like a lot of the radio hosts were not like I know Ebro from Hot 97 was
Ebro wasn't
dissing
playing
them.
it,
All
yeah.
of them were dissing them, and one of his tracks on his album, he was talking about all he had in the background. He had all the radio people say cancel Tory,
Yeah.
F Tory.
Oh
all
yeah,
that
Maul
kind of
from
thing.
Maul, he hit Maul with a line.
He hit Maul with a line.
He hit Maul with a line.
It
But that's
was the
thing,
first
though.
track. It was the first track.
But that's the thing, though. I mean, like we know, this is why I go back to the Rock Nation thing. Like for all these independent thinking,
They're all
like, radio
a lot of them are
hosts,
Rock
they're
Nation.
like Rock Nation is in all their pockets. I mean, Charlemagne more time is head to toe in Rock Nation game, bro.
Yeah.
And he's meant to be the voice of the people. Nah, he's the voice of the label, low key.
Yeah,
So-
Maul's definitely.
That's why he doesn't really talk bad about the head of
He doesn't say a single bad
No.
thing about Cardi B. He knows what he's doing, bro.
yeah he's
He doesn't say a bad thing about Cardi, Megan, like he'll say bad things about like the artists that they say, okay, like Fair Shout, Have Free Reign, but like their projects, the Megans, their money makers, don't touch them. Don't never touch them. So, but this is the whole thing. This is why this is rappers going wild, because the situation is just tapped from both sides, and I'm really trying to think about when we get a resolution, because this has been taken to court now.
Yeah. So there was meant to be a hearing at some point in November. I haven't heard much about it since. I think it's gone very, very quiet.
Yeah.
I heard about it. He pleaded not guilty to shoot it.
Yeah, but you always plead not guilty till you see the evidence.
Yeah.
And then you can
But I think it's gonna be a retrial next year.
The thing about these things, they drag out for a long time. That's the thing.
and to be honest, I don't think either of them wanted to go that much longer.
Yeah, and the next hearing is January 20th, and if he's found guilty, he could face up to 22 years and 8 months in prison.
But
And
even
after they'll get deported back to Canada.
no, I mean, if I do that, get 22 years of your life and then Canada.
That's not far. That's not deportation. That's a holiday, mate. Back to Canada. I mean, the road you go, mate.
It's tough because obviously they won't condemn him in that hearing. It'll be a process of trying to process evidence on his side and whatever. But I mean, if Tory was signed to a label, this would be done already.
Yeah, this would be
So he needs to get some good lawyers then.
Yeah, I mean, he probably has semi-decent lawyers, but the lawyers that she has...
He has Rock Nation lawyers.
And the problem is that what we've learned from history recently is it's not even over after a court case because things get flipped.
And that's not even talking about the court of public opinion.
Yeah. I mean, so I don't know, man. Like, I think regardless of what's happened, regardless of what happened to the court case, it's a tough one. Like, it's one of those situations where I kind of need to see how it plays out before knowing.
I kind of want to know what happened because we've had like a long running theory as to what happened, and that we believe that he wasn't the one who exactly fired the gun. It was a bodyguard or something.
Yeah, a bodyguard. Yeah.
So the thing about it is that because this has gone to trial, if he doesn't want to face that time, well, we believe he's taken the rap for a friend for whatever reason.
Which I don't understand. Probably a very powerful friend, actually.
It depends who the guy holding the gun is and why he didn't want to say. Like,
it depends who they're linked to as well.
Yeah. But you know, it's the whole thing of like people will ride for their boys. Look at Bobby Schmurda and how long he was locked up for riding for his boy because he took a longer deal.
Yeah, true.
So I mean, my thing is, if nothing else, it's good to know that we will get actual closure as to what happened because they will actually be able, unless Tory wants to go in for 28 years? 22 years and 8 months, whatever it is. He's going to have to say exactly what happened. And like, we will know unquestionably whether or not he did shoot Meghan or he did not, whether or not he fired the shot that ended up inflicting damage on Meghan or he didn't. And from that, we can decide on how to deal with him going from there.
Facts.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
That's the opinion of that one. So we move on?
He's our next take, bro.
Okay, now this one.
I believe I could fly.
No!
Coming from the fifth side.
See?
All it was to drop some bars.
No.
Now I might end up behind them.
R. Kelly cancelled himself.
Okay, so
Imagine Bruno's got
Let's
that right.
talk about from the fifth.
let's talk about the Dutchavelli situation.
No, see, I'm not mentioning his name, fam. I'm trying to make it to the end of the year, bro.
No, so here's the thing. No. So here's the thing. We are not taking sides on this because there's not technically enough information to take official sides. We can say what we can give the information we have, and then give our opinions based on our morals.
Mom,
Simple as that. Mom, I love you too. You know what my will says anyway. It's fine.
I'm right one tonight.
All I must say is there's no smoke without fire, and that
okay.
That bush is hot.
So with the Dutchavelli situation, quite plainly, there's an allegation out there.
First off, he got hacked.
He got hacked. Yeah.
Got hacked.
Yeah. He got hacked, and then what got leaked? One thing that got leaked was a conversation of him with an 18-year-old girl.
Mm-hmm.
Dutchavelli is 27. Recently turned 27, just to be clear.
I mean, that's sus. That's sus, but not illegal.
That's sus, but not illegal. You ask questions. How long have you been talking to this girl? Because the conversation in itself is quite spicy. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they have that gets leaked. Everyone says, okay, bit suspect, but you know what? Fair shout. 18, by the book. That's legal. Then. He gets hacked again?
Nah, the 14-year-old chat came out. I don't know if it got hacked again.
I don't know how they actually came like
They
to
would.
light.
They would know.
I think it's all from the same hack, isn't it?
Yeah,
it
client.
just got released in stages.
It was just held back.
Yeah, which means that if he survives this one, there's probably more.
Yeah. So.
Oh yeah, because remember I called you and I deleted all my DMs.
Yeah, man wiped everything.
Not that there's anything incriminating in there. For anyone out there who's thinking a bit stupid.
No. But you know the ones.
You know them ones.
I was like, I've had IG for too many years.
Yeah.
Let me just do a cleanse.
No. You know the ones where like people will hold on to a DM that you think there's nothing to it, but they'll hold on to it and then twist and turn it into being whatever they want it to
Yeah,
be.
man did a full on delete, bruv.
Yeah.
Facebook's next.
Not gonna lie. I've considered doing it myself, but it is what it is.
There's nothing on Facebook either, you clowns.
Oh man. But yeah, no. So then this thing gets leaked of him talking to a 14-year-old girl.
Brother.
There's no question or nothing about that. That's a 14-year-old girl. That is a child. And yeah, the conversation is interesting. Obviously, for that one, he came out straight away and defended himself, saying,
He's not nonce, basically.
Actually, just to add one little thing about it, no one knew her age until he did the statement. Said that she's 14. No one knew she was 14.
"Oh, you're right."
They didn't know she was 14 until he made a statement to say she's family. She's 14. She's family.
Yeah.
And then that's when people started to read the messages and were like,
yeah, because if he hadn't mentioned the age, he probably would have got away with it, you know.
Yeah, because in those DMs he's talking about like recreating pictures and like recreating intimate looking pictures, and I think there was something about feet or whatever.
Like something about, is your uncle? My uncle's at home. So
like
come round.
It's pretty considering
come link me. I've got a location.
Yeah, it's disturbing considering that the context is it's a 26, 27-year-old man talking to a 14-year-old girl.
Can we just say it? This was in power, yeah. Ruiz would have him chopped up, bruv. The way Ruiz dealt with that guy, bruv. I forgot his name now. But the way Ruiz didn't play, sent Tommy for him and like, oh, we'll be safe if you kill him. Tommy's like, do.
Yo, man, Ruiz would have you shot.
Oh, no more. Yeah. Oh, Cielo.
Oh, my days,
man. Angela, you were too late.
Oh, not no more, bro. My days. Yeah, so with this whole thing, so I guess he tried to defend himself, and in that revealing that it was a 14-year-old girl, the thing, like, people start making their jokes, non-Savelli, Dutchavelli, all this other stuff that they were saying.
Velli.
Velli and Penabelli.
And then, so naturally, his little sister, name escapes me, she released a statement.
Well, remember, so Dutch's old manager's son started talking on it. The bounce started talking on the issue.
Yeah.
Then Stefflon
done. Yeah, I'm missing that.
Then Steph went and was like, "Stop lying."
Steph went Harambe.
And then he fired back with a voice note that he leaked to I think in Bread Batch or whatever. And then Dutch's sister came out and started talking. Dutch's little sister came out and started talking. Gunned for everyone, and the issue I've got with that is
at no point did she deny it.
No, but also she went for Conan.
Yeah.
And that is touchy for many reasons. I'm glad he defended himself. And threatened a lawsuit because
he patented that one cleanly.
No, he didn't threaten a lawsuit.
Yeah, he said my lawyers.
The process had started. And then she backtracked that statement real quick.
No, she had to because the truth is, like, obviously Conan's been around for a while. You've been around for a while. You've done uni parties, so I don't want stuff being chucked in the air that isn't true because there are allegations that hang. Like, people make allegations for no reason.
Yeah, but then and the biggest thing is obviously defamation of character. The industry is in. If your name gets tainted, that's it.
And they've been kings of I won't say a king, but like leaders of the rap game in the UK for a minute.
10 years.
So
10 plus years.
So you can't really be doing that with those guys. Like Krept and Conan seem to be stand-up dudes. I obviously don't know them personally, but they seem to be stand-up dudes.
Yeah.
And done a lot for the industry, done a lot for, I guess, culture, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just be... If you're going to come for their heads, You better make sure you got facts.
Yeah, because the way she backtracked that one so fast, there was no strength in conviction about that one. And that's what made it all questionable. And my thing was, at no point did she ever say...
Well, it wasn't her information. It must have been... Someone's given her the information, she said it. She hasn't come out with that information on her own.
Someone.
Dutchavelli.
But my thing is, at no point did she actually say this thing with my brother's not true.
I think that's an... I mean, the thing is, the daughter's mum came out and said it wasn't true. Or said...
The 14-year-old's mum came out and said it wasn't true,
yeah.
But then her family members don't know you're capping.
But see, because I've forgotten what her excuse was. What was her excuse? Something along the lines of she was the one running the account.
So apparently it's the mum... So Dutch was messaging the mum via the daughter's account, apparently, because the daughter uses the mum's phone. So
some weird stuff, man.
That's the angle they were coming from.
That's the angle they're going for.
And it would have probably worked until the next page of screenshots came out, and then you were reading messages for, ooh, don't know about that one, big man.
Yeah.
The feet, the pose. If you're saying that to someone's mum, you need to get slapped up.
Listen, I mean, even the statement, I was using my daughter's account to talk to a 26-year-old. I was using my 14-year-old daughter's account to talk to a 26-year-old is ridiculous, bro.
Why can't you just create her own account?
Is Instagram such a difficult thing, bro?
That's what I'm saying.
More time, give the man your number. What are we doing here?
2020, man. It's not 1942, man. Come on, man.
I mean, either way, this is gonna go run on for a while. There's been a lot of quiet people in the industry around this one,
which is the thing that we've seen historically, where it's like someone does something, but because of the potential value that they like present to other artists will either choose to say something or not.
I think the only one that spoke out against him was Bouncer from Play Dirty. Shout out Bouncer. He just
and
C-Biz.
But then C-Biz this thing...
Yeah. C-Biz said something and Wiley came out and said, listen, big man, don't know why you're talking.
Then again, Wiley's just like...
How old is your missus when you met her?
Wiley's just a villain.
Allegedly.
Wiley just hangs about just watching everything.
But I think the truth is like...
True villain.
This isn't over.
No.
And it's sad. It's sad because Dutch could have survived any other scandal.
This is the one thing he can't survive.
Yeah, like they're very... Probably like maybe a couple of scandals he couldn't survive, but obviously with his history and stuff, you don't think you can get away with anything.
No.
But this.
And this one's like a true cancelling one. My thing about it is that Dutchavelli is essentially a little over a year back in the game.
Yeah.
So obviously he's the hottest artist of the year in the UK. I think that's nearly unarguable. But point is, it's still just 1 year of work. People can he's not some we can't throw him away. It's easy to chuck him out and let Abracadabra's right there. Like there's a man who can take his lane.
It's true.
Yeah.
So this is why I'm me personally as a fan of the scene, and I'm very upset that this has happened. I'm very upset that he's even allowed this mistake to happen. Like regardless of what's true or what's not true, I'm upset that he put himself in this position for there to even be a question.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's better to say that I didn't go than to say I went, but I didn't do what they said I did. Sometimes it's better to say no. There's no DM. I don't DM any girls under this age. Under the legal age.
It's because you have to then disprove what's happened.
Yeah.
What you've been accused of whilst the other approach, the first one doesn't even get you in that situation.
Yeah, but my thing with that is, it's annoying because considering he just got out, and it's like he changed his life so fast and he was doing so well.
It's tough.
For him to allow this slip up to happen is disheartening. It's it's not the best look. So for me, it's just like, oh man, it's tough. It's tough, but that's the game. The game continues to move on regardless. Whether or not he's here next year or not, the game will continue to move. We'll find the next one.
This thing's still rolling, so...
Yeah, we'll have to see how it goes.
Yeah.
I mean, the game is one part of it, but if we were to think back to our school days, like we can think of the countless
big money
girls that were in our years who were being picked up by older guys.
Yeah.
They would use the excuse the guys in college.
Yep.
But that could mean anything. You could be, in your head you think, okay, that means they're probably 17. maybe 18 at a push, but most times you're thinking 17, maybe 16, just turned 16.
Yeah.
But you're probably talking about some man that's like 19, 20, 21, 22 that's picking up.
I mean that's true.
It's girls that are at best 16, at worst 14, and then the odd 13-year-old. I don't know how, but there has been an issue for years of grooming and targeting younger girls. I don't get it.
I will never understand.
I remember I was sitting on a bus actually, and I was on my way home. Well, I guess home-ish, and there were like I guess a couple guys, one girl, like on the other side, and like they'd obviously been doing a thing for a while. And I remember my man just asked that, like they were talking. He asked that I know, like, you 16, right? And I was like,
that never.
I was like, they ain't question beforehand, G.
Like the UK scene, it's. I mean, I say the UK scene, it's the world in general. So
whatever the legal age, people aren't asking the right questions.
The grooming thing is.
And I was like, she's like, yeah. I was like,
did she answer that conf?
Yeah, it was confident-ish.
So she could have been younger than what she was then.
Or she could have just turned 16 that month.
Just turned 16. Yeah,
they could have been doing things from before.
So I was like, I'm gonna lie to you, Chief. Yeah, that one you should have picked up on.
Not gonna lie, I need the age of consent to bump up to 21. I'm not gonna lie. Like the age, 18 or 20, 18 or 20, no 20.
I'd go 18. I'd say 18 for sure. I think 21's a bit mad.
Yeah, no, my bad on 21. I'm thinking 18 or 20.
Because
in terms of when you can start having sex with people much older than you.
Do you know what the thing is though? Like, you can smoke at 16, but you can't buy cigarettes at 18.
But I believe all that should change.
Oh yeah, the UK's tapped.
Yeah.
It's a clever little loophole.
Yeah.
So many in this country tax system. Why not?
And I think the truth is all you do when you ramp up a legal age is you just raise the age of people start doing it illegally. So I guess in that sense you protect people because you know people are gonna have sex anyway. You know that there'll be a generation or a period like a period of people in like a 2-3 year gap who will still try and do it at 16 because they've been planning for it since they were like 10 to
No. My thing is 16-year-olds can engage in that amongst themselves, but in terms of like a 16-year-old's getting with a 24-year-old.
Yeah, but even if you try and complicate the rules, you'll just make it worse. You have to bump it up for everyone. You can't do that halfway house thing with it because it don't, like, we've learned from lockdown what you try and do and you have too many rules in place for situations. Just make it simple and blunt for everyone. You have people who break it anyway.
But I think that is simple and blunt. Like, because it's not changing what the rule is, because the rule stands as it is that, like, if you're a quote unquote child, you can do whatever you want with other children, but adults shouldn't be allowed to have access to you.
I agree with that thing.
And by children, he means over 16 and above.
Yeah. No, please.
Yeah.
Like, but my thing is like, I agree with the rule change. I think it works, but if you try and overcomplicate any rules, we've learned has backfired.
No, but no overcomplication. Raise the age to 18.
What, for consensual?
Yeah, I think because she.
No, but that's what I'm saying. If you can't like have a middle ground where older people can't get to you at a certain point. You just have to raise the consensual age.
But then, having said that, why is a 24-year-old checking for a 16-year-old like that?
Yeah.
Irrespective if it's a 24-year-old woman for a 16-year-old.
No, I completely agree. Yeah. Like, that thing is tapped because
it's weird.
I think the problem is it comes down to stages of life. Like, you're just not in the right stage of life to be doing certain stuff at that point. Like 30, because at the same time. What's that, 8-year difference? Yeah. Like, guess what? 30 and 22 doesn't look as mad because of this. I mean, roughly, it's still a bit wild to me, but like.
But the older you get, the less.
It's because you're like they start to blend together.
Yeah.
Like, so I agree, but you have to bump up the consent age. You can't try and find a middle ground where you say like, okay, older people shouldn't be able to access because people are going to do it regardless.
Oh no. So my thing isn't my thing is as simple as raise the age of consent to 18.
I think I'd be down with that.
That simple.
I'd be down with that.
16, like, I don't like the idea of a world where 30 and 40-year-olds can hit up a 16-year-old and the police can't say anything. Doesn't make sense to me.
Well, it's also a situation where, like, because the age is 16, people start earlier.
Yeah.
At like 14, 15.
Yeah.
So I'm like, bump up the age because, like, one, people will do it anyway, but they'll do it from a later age. Because in their heads it's like, all right, cool. Because it's the impatience thing, isn't it? Like, you just want to get out the way.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people just want to break the virginity for the sake of breaking the virginity. So if you bump up the age and you bump up the age of people doing
but see, my issue isn't with that because again, if whatever they do amongst themselves, I have no control over. What I want to control, excuse me, touching the mic, is the older people coming in and grooming kids. That's what I want to.
But consent will should help stop a lot of that anyway.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, though.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah.
We're agreeing. We're agreeing.
Yeah, no, I just want to make sure
we're agreeing.
You guys are arguing the same point.
We're making the same point. Like, why are we debating? Because we're making the same point.
We're making the same point. I'm just saying, like, you bump up the age of consent because not just for the consent age.
Yeah.
But because it's like it stops the impatience thing that happens with people who want to have sex.
But not only that, like at 18, you're legally an adult anyway. So
yes.
if age of consent is 18, then everything's interactions between adults.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Anything below 18, you're still classified under the law as a child.
Which I don't understand, like, in terms of, like, you can...
It's because of parental guardian. And
No. I agree with the, like, that being the adult thing, but you can't sign a legal professional football contract till you're 18. You can't get certain money at work till you're 18.
True.
You can't do a lot of stuff till you're 18, but you can have sex at 16. You can have cigarettes, you can smoke at 16. Yep. You can't buy cigarettes till you're 18, though. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, you might just have the whole thing be 18 and lock it off.
So there's a deeper thing there with why they need it to be 16. I think there's a grooming element and higher ups, but we're not going to touch on that because we don't have enough information. But
yeah.
That's put in there for a reason.
Yeah, but I'm just like, I'm with you. Although we took like 20 minutes to figure that out. Like, like, just make the whole thing uniform on one age. Bump it up to 18 at least. 21 to be fair, like, but then you get a lot of uproar about that one. Like, but 18 for sure.
Yeah.
And it would stop so much.
Yep, simple as.
It would stop so much.
Simple as. I don't think there's really much to say about this one. Like, we've discussed the situation as we know it now.
Have we got any past scenarios we're going to touch on this year? We're going to leave it on those two.
Past scenarios like what?
I mean, there's rappers gone out this year, innit? Like, we got a few.
Well, what else could we talk? I mean, if you want to end on a high note, the whole Jezzy and Gucci Mane thing.
The verses.
That was amazing.
That was wow.
Beef, man. That was amazing. Like.
When you consider when you consider their history,
their history was wild. It was mad.
Like, because Jezzy sent someone to kill him, and Gucci Mane ended up killing the guy.
I almost went to prison for it as well.
Yeah. And for them to be able to now do a verses together. And I've forgotten what it was, but I remember, like, they started, like, ramping up, and Gucci was like, yeah, I killed your boy. And then he was like, listen, man, stop talking about that. And then somehow used that to get into his next song. I was like, this is so weirdly tapped, but I'm oddly entertained. This is very weird. This is very weird.
I mean, then the end of it, they squashed their beef. There's all love. Like, I think after Jezzy did the talk, like, said this all about peace.
Yeah.
And then towards the end of the thing, then Gucci Mane said, yeah, let's piece it out, squash it.
Yeah. So my thing is, we don't have enough time to touch on the like King Von, Quando, Rondo situation. But my thing is, what I loved about the Jezzy and Gucci Mane thing is, you had a disagreement when you were young, in your 20s, and that you've both leveled up. One of you went to jail and came out a clone. I'm not gonna lie, you look kind of different, Gucci. I'm just gonna say that.
It's Gucci.
What is it? Is it really him?
He came out very different, but point being, they both leveled up, both like in loving relationships and that. Both grown men, bosses now. Let's squash the street thing and make money. That's what I want to see a lot of these petty beefs go to. Like, why are we arguing over nonsense about street, colour, all this other nonsense? Area code, whatever, like us postcode and all that.
Well,
like,
you don't even own the land.
You don't even own the land. Like, I mean, that can go to all OFB and Tion Wayne and all these, man. Like, regardless.
We haven't touched on so much, man.
We're not talking about that. We're not talking about
beefing in an aeroplane for crying
out loud
on the way to Dubai.
No. They were in Dubai. They were flying out.
Well, no, they were going.
They were coming. They were
flying back.
They were coming back.
Yeah.
As in, they would have been arrested and gone to jail in Dubai.
So they were in Dubai that whole time.
But then
bumped each other.
Bandokai got
Bandokai got
he got arrested in Dubai.
Yeah,
he was there for a minute. He's got a trial. He's on trial there next
He has to go back. For this is what I'm saying. They could end up like that.
They don't play around over there, man.
Thank God for thank God for Morrison busting in between them and doing up dance to Here's the thing. I love that guy, yeah, but the memes on that one.
But it's
getting in between to stop them from busting. Look at that
man was like the big time referee, like, stop it, no more. Peace.
But he had to.
Obviously, he saved their career.
He saved their careers, bro,
and their reputation.
Well, he's part of the situation that saved their career because. I mean, on that one, that thing was just ridiculous because they're both doing this towards each other and I'm like, none of you are going to do that.
I've never seen two people more gangster throw the worst right hand I've ever seen about
my life. My thing about it was, because this is the bar that I said to my friend, like, Heady One was doing up Hold Me Back and no one was touching him. He's like, if I get to you, it's like, bro, no one is holding you. If you're feeling froggy, jump, innit? And then Tion Wayne throws the deadest hook and I'm like, I'm so disappointed because Tion Wayne's a big man, innit?
He's like, his wrist flopped all over the place.
This is the most shocking little...
He needs to get some boxing lessons from Anthony Joshua
still. Use them connects and
He needs to get some boxing lessons still.
But yeah, point being though...
I don't know if AJ can save him, you know.
Oh, right. But the point being though, and the reason why I even reference these guys is because OFB is full of talented artists. Tion Wayne's a talented artist. Both of them have been killing the game this year. I want them to get to a point where they focus on making money instead of beefing over whatever pettiness they have talking about each other's dead friends, this, that, and the third. Why are we doing that when we can be making bread? Like
stick together.
Exactly.
You don't have to like someone, but just do your thing, innit?
Yeah,
just be coexistent kind of thing.
Because Jezzy and Gucci Mane are never gonna be boys.
No. And they're both from the same area as well, Atlanta. So obviously, if they're beefing and warring each other, it's not going to be good for the economy of Atlanta. They're losing money.
Well, it's not going to be good for them as OGs in the scene. Because again, Atlanta's full of killers. But it's like, they can, as bosses of the game, who most of the guys coming up, like they watch them. Yeah. They can tell them, nah, why are we doing this? Let's talk about money. And they can't say, well, look at you and Gucci. Because look at me and Gucci. He's right next to me when we're making money.
Yeah.
That's what you want.
Exactly, bro.
But anything else you guys want to touch on?
I mean, to be honest, it's just been a bit of a wild one, fam. Like we had the whole Ray Black thing way back. So yeah, man, it's been a wild year.
Yeah.
And you know what? Let the wild west of the rap scene continue.
If this
but I wanted to. If
this is about to be an Old Town Road reference, I'm not dealing with you yet.
What do you mean, like?
I'm not dealing with you.
What do you mean? Sometimes we gotta walk down our journey.
I'm done. I'm done. No.
We're gonna walk on our journey.
I'm not doing it. Take your yippee-ki-yay looking ass at somewhere else, bro. I'm not dealing with it, bro. It's
man?
Early in the morning, yeah. I'm not dealing.
What do you mean, man? Little Nas X is living good this year. Because he got his horse in the back, fam.
Yeah. I had a mad bar. I'm not going to use it.
You know what I mean?
Anyway, yeah.
But nah, man, it's simple as, man. I think the cleanse continues.
Yep.
It's also good we're not glorifying that behaviour anymore.
Yeah.
We kind of got bored of it, so.
I mean, back in the day, all that stuff would have been brushed under the carpet and it continue going on.
Yeah, now, it would have been like, oh, it's so epic, man, our news.
But nowadays, these things, like, it's not, people are taking action.
Well, I don't want to, because we're not glorifying it per se, but there's certain things that people do, like the Made You Think guy. What pages like him like to promote too much and promote as real? I'm not a fan of that. I mean, but that's a whole separate thing. I don't want to dive into that one too much, but I'm not really a fan of that. Because of how we're looking at it as a culture now, that we're not engaging in it and that, and we're not really for it. I don't like it when influencers come and say, oh yeah, see this? That's that real shit. That's what I like. Yeah. He's talking about this, that, and the third. I love Benny the Butcher because he's a villain. He talks about... Benny the Butcher just got shot.
Yeah.
It's always the neaky kids that live far away that are always talking the most. They need to shut up, man.
Not saying made you think he's a neaky kid because you seen what he looked like, but most of the people that be like, yeah, that's what I want. That's that real stuff.
A lot of them gossip page, and then in the comments, the first one, hey, are you gonna have that, bruv? Are you gonna have that, bruv? Like, shut up, man.
Living in the poshest ends of Colchester, bro. Shut up, man.
Picking up sunflowers in it.
Have you seen that video of that posh kid? I don't know why they call me a driller. I ain't a driller.
I'm a driller.
F off. Shut up. F off.
So people are telling me that I'm a driller. I'm not having it. I'm not a driller. Shut up. I'm not a driller. I was like, if this doesn't make up like 80% of GRM Daily's fan base. Man, I'm so.
Just in the background. He's not a driller. He's not a driller.
Yes, my boy. Take it back, boy. He's not a driller.
All in the name of Munya, bruv.
Unknown P is actually an accurate representation of like most of the GRM Daily fan base.
He really is. But thank you, folks, for listening, for watching, for taking the time to spending your time with us.
This is episode 1 of Rappers Gone Wild. Hopefully something we can continue in the future. This could be like an interactive thing potentially. So if you want us to like talk on anything, drop it in the comments, hit us up in the DMs. We can like add it to a list, and we can talk about it on the next one. But for now, it's late. Technically, it's early, but everyone's tired. My eyes are like redder than Kane's attire in 2002. I want to go to bed. We're tired. We've done this for you. Like we said, this is something we would like to continue. Let us know, interact with us, DMs, comments, all that. This is your boys from Eightseven. This is Under the Arch. This is Rappers Gone Wild, and we will catch you in the next one. Peace and love, people.
Ride your horses in peace, bro.
I'm so done. I'm sick of you. I'd love this shoe, bro, but it's gonna take too long to take off on your run.